Yeah, like I was just gonna be there, and he was like, "Oh no, you're gonna do it too. Hope that's cool." And I was like, "No, I don't want to do it, no." But then after like I did it, and dude, like the amount of people that did reach out, even people from back home and stuff like that, it was kind of it touched my heart, just how words can kind of and letting people see that knew you out there for real and how bad it really was to see how you are today and like actually commenting on it and like kind of giving you like extra support.
Cool.
People come up to us, man, like we have, you and other people on. They're like, man, I never knew. They know so and so, but they're like, man, I didn't know that about so and so.
Yeah,
and it just helped me out, give me a new perspective.
Yeah, for
sure.
Not
them, not like they're judging, but I'm saying their life, so they can apply their life to make their life better or more successful, or their relationship better, or whatever it is.
Well, I feel like with a lot of people, they hide behind because like with me, I hid the fact that I was a heroin addict from. I started when I was 17. I hid it from everybody.
Yeah.
Now my mom and a lot of people knew I popped pain pills before that, so like I would just be like, no, I just popped a couple perks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want nobody knowing I was on heroin.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like people try to hide behind or try to put up wear a mask, because they're too ashamed of what they did or whatever. People's not gonna do. But dude, if you look at just about anybody, everybody, they've all had their own little situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was saying that's why, like, anybody and everybody's got, their own walk, man. So it's like you can't. That's why, like, we do this is just because it's non-judgmental, man.
Yeah.
It's like we all
it
have.
Us.
We have. Everybody has something going on. Everybody's been through something. Everybody's had an addict in their life. Their families. Their, you know what I mean? Like, and have felt useless or felt like they could not do anything about it.
Yeah.
But that's why what we're trying to do is to give information. There is things to do. There is people. There are places. There are so many things you can do to help. And to don't feel like you have to give up on that individual.
And too, like something that I've learned is like, everybody's bottom's different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because mom was pretty severe don't make it no better nor worse than yours. You know what I'm saying? It was your bottom was your bottom was yours, and mine's mine. Like, and it's almost like in the same aspects of like, if you got a chick over here that was raped or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm over here with my issues of drug addiction and being involved in just a terrible lifestyle. Somewhere along the line, we crossed paths. Like, you'd be surprised at like how some things I went through, the outlook it gave me could help her through her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it all meshes together for real.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing, I guess.
Well, I mean, you would never, until you start.
That's God's way, bro.
Yeah. Well, until you start speaking about these things, you never truly understand somebody until you go through something. How that is, but it's like you can relate because some of those things. And I'm not comparing rape with, say, addiction.
Yeah.
But some of those traumatizing events, there is some relation to.
Oh yeah. For sure.
And you would never hear that or never understand that or never get that part of the story until you start talking about it. Because actually, Jeff talked about this today in church, man. And yes, I actually went to church today, guys. Thank you. But he was talking about how freeing it is. Like, that is not. It doesn't matter what you think anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for you.
No.
I'm doing this for me.
Absolutely.
And how freeing it is, like, and the shackles kind of come off on that. We're like, yeah, I have done all this terrible, terrible stuff. I did live a terrible life. But you know what? I don't live in that house no more.
No.
I'm not doing those things no more. And that necessarily does not negate the things that I have done, because I don't know about y'all, but I'm still dealing with some of the consequences.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the consequences.
I'm still digging myself out of a big old hole, man.
A lot of things, but, the biggest thing is we put the shovels down.
Yeah.
And we stop digging. And
I'm filling it back up.
Filling it back up. But, I mean, I think that says a lot, man. And it says a lot not only to you, but talking about that to people who may not understand and I'm not expecting somebody to understand, Dylan, per se, because like I said, it's not for you.
Right.
This is for me. You know, because whether you know how this goes, whether you're doing well or you're doing poorly, people are going to have something to say about it.
For
Yeah.
sure.
For 100%,
For sure.
they're going to have something to say about it. So it's not necessarily I'm doing it for the approval of you. It's for my freedom and you know my goals and the quote unquote stuff that I'm doing with my life. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, it's almost freeing. That right there is freeing in itself. Like when you kind of shut off what everybody else is thinking and quit caring about whatever everybody thinks and whatnot, and just be you and like express yourself how you gotta express yourself. Like
Yeah.
that itself is freeing. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah, absolutely.
Because you know, if you sit here and worry about what the next person thinks about you, you ain't focused on what you need to be focused on. You know what I'm saying?
And who cares what that person thinks? That's why you have like-minded people.
Yeah.
Around you, surrounding you.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then don't hang around them.
Right.
And that's what I've learned. It's like this is my journey, especially getting sober, is like having those people. Is because like you can go around the people you thought cared about you, and now that your eyes are opened up, it's funny how like even when I got out, it's the people that like through my whole time at the farm and stuff, they were like, you can't go back and hang out with those people, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I tried one time. It's like, oh man, those are my friends. Like, those are who care. And then it's like, that the whole questions were like, oh, so you're done drinking forever? Like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like, what kind of question is that?
Yeah.
Like, now I see where you're at,
Yeah.
you know, where you really care about me. Now, not all of them do, but it's the people that I know exactly the questions they're going to ask now. And I can't be around those people anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if they
100%.
ask, I don't necessarily tell them why I don't come around anymore. It's like, you don't see where I'm going, man.
Yeah.
And if you can't, it's not about me, but I'm saying like I need people around me that are going to understand and that support me through it. Clearly you don't. And it's like
it's like a saying, man. It's funny you say it. I've seen it on, man. I was like probably at work scrolling through Facebook Reels or something, and the dude was like, if you're with your drinking buddies, he said, take away the drinks and see how much you really have in common.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you'll realize the only thing that you truly had in common with those people is the drinking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or the drugging, whatever
the
you
lifestyle,
do.
yes.
Yeah.
That similar lifestyle, you know.
Yep.
But no, I was going to ask you. Were you about to say something?
No.
I was going to ask you, man. So like, really, I guess day to day, Dylan. Like, what do you do, or what do you continue to do? I guess to kind of keep that in check, man. To make sure, like, because I don't know about you, I know about me, man. It's like sometimes I'll think it like I'm like, man, it's like I start getting caught of those negative thoughts, again in those negative patterns. Not that I'm using, but I'm just like that headspace that I'm in.
Yeah.
But what do you do to kind of help? To like, no, I'm done. Like, get out of this. So what do you kind of do to do?
Well, like I mean, dude, and that's a good question for real because I have those issues. Mine is using like I'll have thoughts like quick little thoughts that'll come at me like it'll be a rough day at work or something and be like, man, if I had just a little sack on me right now, dude, this would all be just a cakewalk right now. So I would think. You know what I'm saying? But like, dude, I usually anytime like I get some negative thought or something, of course everybody's gonna tell you pray. Well, sometimes, and I'm you know where I stand with my beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
we just want it real. What you do, dog.
But sometimes praying don't necessarily all the way get it. So like, what I've learned to do is just if that's what I'm thinking, I try to focus on something else. Like kind of hit a left turn real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got the thought of for instance, like I said, using, instead of sitting there pondering on the fact I want to use, because if I sit here and just think, I'm going to use, I want to use, I want to use, I want to use, I want to use, that thought's going to slowly form into action somewhere along the line. You know what I'm saying? So I usually try to deter my thoughts, like, might think of, I don't know what I can.
You can say whatever you want to say, bro.
You know, you might think about some chick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or think about something that's like it's going to change your perspective on what you're thinking about.
Of that thought.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So that's usually how I do. But like, I will honestly say, like, this whole walk with God that I've had, dude, and that I'm venturing on has helped that a lot. And I'm not saying it'll help everybody. Everybody's got their own way of dealing with things.
Yeah.
But for me, like, it's truly helped me because it gives me somebody at all times of the day. I have somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're not always gonna have the homie may not answer the phone.
Yeah, he might be busy.
Old girl might be mad at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mom and dad may got their own life. You know, you
Yeah.
ain't a kid no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's like having that to turn to kind of keeps me staying in the same. And two, bro, it's not good to be busy all the time. But always keeping my hands on something is what keeps me.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I got something to do and somewhere to go,
Yeah, good.
I'm good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I know you've been lifting and stuff, man. I mean, has that been like? I ask you this honestly, man. Has that been an important like part of your recovery? Is your physical health and everything taking that more seriously?
Absolutely, dude. That's the one place for real that I can go, no matter how I feel beforehand, no matter what the days look like. I can go in there and it's like, only thing that's in my mind is lifting that weight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about what I did yesterday, what I got to do tomorrow, what all happened during that day. It's like, okay, no, I got 225 pounds on this bar. You better
You're up to 225 now, dude?
Oh, I'm up that. I'm above that a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
My man,
yeah.
Dude. My man.
Yeah. I think my PR was like 285.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah, I hit it only one time. It was probably ugly.
Yeah,
no hate, but it was ugly. But I got it up off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what matters.
But
dude.
that, and at first, when I was at the halfway house, like I had a few buddies. Shout out to Barron and Storm, man. But we worked out all the time, every day. As soon as we all got home from work, we had an hour window before we had to go to a meeting that we could work out and stuff. So like that kind of helped me. Like even in there, it showed me that like no matter what you got going on, like that's what am I trying to say?
You can make time.
Well, that and like every time I go to the gym, I have a goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and 9 times out of 10, when I leave that gym, I reach that goal.
Yeah.
So it's like little achievements throughout the day that I can reward myself. And two, looking good kind of.
Yeah, well, confidence. Because for so long, let's be honest, for so long you thought terrible about yourself.
Absolutely.
You didn't want to look people in their eyes.
Mm-mm.
You could tell you're strung out. I don't know. I was thin and I looked terrible.
Awful.
Yeah, I looked awful. And that, taking care of my physical health is kind of a microcosm of my whole holistic being, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Because it's important to me. Like you said, when I go into the gym or Chase and I go into the gym, nothing else matters now, man. Nothing else matters. It's like, man, this is going to suck for a good 40 minutes, 45 minutes or whatever. But in those 40 to 45 minutes, I'm thinking about nothing else.
Nothing.
About, how many reps were, just that is where my mind is focused.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just helps ground me more.
Absolutely.
And kind of helps me to be present because Chase can tell you, dude, I start thinking about things like future trip and I'm like, all right, we got to get this done. Hey, you need to call so-and-so. Hey, write this down, send me a text so I have this too. I'll start like planning these things out.
Yeah. And
9 out of 10 times, like it don't even happen like that, but it's just on my mind. But though for that time being, that's all I'm thinking about is, being in the present. But again, that teaches me in life. It's a bigger picture of just going to the gym or exercising, but in life, like I don't have tomorrow. I don't have this afternoon. All we have is right now to be present and engage in this conversation or get out, or sharpening one another, encouraging one another, because to me, that's the most important things. And again, going back to what I said, I get caught in those thoughts or whatever that I start tripping about things outside of my control, and that helps to bring me back in.
Yeah.
And really kind of teaches me what matters the most to me. And again, that's just me. I can't speak for y'all,
Mm-hmm.
But no, so like I don't know, talking about the physical aspect, Dylan, but more like you said, I know you mentioned God and everything, and I guess like your emotional health, like what are some things that you do to, I guess, regulate that, if that's the word, or keep you in check, in that way?
That's something I guess for me, I'm still trying to learn, because like for so long I blocked out everything, what I'm saying? Literally. If I was happy, I didn't want to feel it. If I was sad, I didn't want to feel it, Anger was the easiest one to always resort to, so you would obviously feel that because it's the easiest to act on, But it's something I'm still learning because, like, you know, you go so long without feeling stuff, and then all of a sudden you start feeling all these emotions.
Yeah.
And they're like way more than what
Dude,
you remember.
I was literally asked Kim, man. Everybody thought I was a crybaby at the farm. I literally get up and start talking, and I just start crying. Man.
Yeah.
It was like, I mean, but it was like, and like I mean, I got embarrassed about it at first, but then I started realizing, man, it's the emotion I've been holding in for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was crazy how it would just work, like, and it was, man, like it would just, I mean, that would just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on with me? You know what I mean? It was crazy. I'm like, jeez.
And
like,
too, when it comes to like emotions, man, like, and I'm not saying nothing about nobody, but in order to be a man, you got to learn to feel.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
regardless of the outcome, like, which me, I don't cry. Like, it's really hard for me to cry in front of people. Like, you'll see me, I'll start blinking a lot, but if you see that, I'm finna hit a left turn on you because you ain't gonna see it, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, you gotta, that's another thing that's like, you gotta really sit down and, like, pay attention to you. You know what I'm saying? Because getting sober and all that, dude, for the first few years, it's a selfish thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be somewhat selfish because you're having to relearn yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not the same that you was during your addiction.
Yeah.
You're not exactly who you was before the addiction either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you're this whole new being that you're having to figure out and learn. So it's like one of those things where like that's something I take day by day, man. Because I'm the type, I'll fester on a feeling. Like, you know, if somebody hurts my feelings, I'll sit there and let it, I'll think on it until the point where it's like consuming my day.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like trying to learn how to like maneuver through your emotions and like cope with them and deal with them. I'm still trying to figure out. Because sometimes I just, man, a lot of times I'll try to resort to anger because I don't want to feel that.
Yeah.
But being angry's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to deal with.
Yeah, it's easier to deal with.
So like trying to navigate through all that, I'm still trying to figure out. You know. But like I guess, not to put you on the spot, but what would be like an example that you would say like you would do that like kind of helps you
on an emotional sense?
Yeah.
Honestly, Chase said this earlier about being with like-minded people, because I know, I guess in our culture today is coming back of like, you know, the stoicism, like, you know, to feel these emotions and control them. I think that's important. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm angry, if I'm sad, if I'm whatever, I still feel that, but I'm better at controlling that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Within myself. But at times, dude, I wanna act the type of way.
Yeah.
I wanna put my hand. You guys check. I wanna put my hands on somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that that's not the best way. Some people do need their ass whooped. Let's be honest with you. I've had mine whooped plenty of times.
Absolutely.
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 And I've needed it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've needed it. I've been hitting the mouth, and I needed it. But I guess for me, on in that aspect is that 9 out of 10 times I have to view it for a different perspective, and that's what is important for me is getting other perspectives, because I get wrapped up in my own little world. I can't see any other perspective. So then when you say like, man, I didn't even mean it like that. Now I'm sitting here feeling a type of way, and they haven't thought nothing else about it.
Yeah.
And it's just ruined my day. And they're like, what? Like, what are you even mad? They're like, what did I even say? Or what did I even do?
Yeah.
And they were just busy in their own little world too.
Yeah.
That they didn't even think. They weren't trying to disrespect you. They weren't trying to be mean to you. They weren't trying to do anything. They're just trying to get in their head, organize their thoughts or their emotions or whatever. And it helps me to, you know, when I do get caught in that, to step back and say, you know, like, man, is this really that big of an issue?
Yeah.
You know, and look, dude, that's not always easy. I know we're just saying that like that. It's not always easy to do that. You know, I'll let something small like ruin my day.
Yeah.
You know,
for sure.
And
all the time.
Yeah.
But I guess what I'm trying to learn and be better on is that to understand that other people are living their own lives.
Yeah.
And they're doing their things on how they're navigating the best way they know how to as well. And like I said, 99% of the time, it's not disrespectful or it's not any of that stuff, you know. And if I'm really feeling the type of way, I'll just communicate that with them.
Yeah.
Like, hey, is this what it's about? They're like, what are you even talking about, man? And then I feel like an idiot. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh,
no, I get what you're
here
saying.
I am ready to freaking go, and
you didn't even mean nothing by it.
You didn't even mean nothing about, or like a I don't know, a woman like I don't know left you on red or whatever. You know the situation is. You think they could have been at work and they just like read it and then got busy and then forgot. I've done that.
Yeah.
You know, I've done that. And you're like, oh my gosh. And then you're thinking of a type of way the whole day. And you're like, well, they're like, oh, what do you, oh, I didn't respond. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like little things like that like, I will let ruin my day, that it's not even like that. So I try to digress in a way to, I don't know, let the situation at times, instead of reacting to a situation, like letting it play out a little bit and then responding to a situation.
I get that.
You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like y'all know, it's like, have you been drinking? You been doing drugs? No, like it's the first instinct is just to throw a jab.
Yeah.
That's your first thing, is to hit back, instead of just being like, no, I'm not. You know, and then like calmly. That's the thing, is like, I guess the stoicism. I've been reading a lot about stoicism.
No, I've been sober for 11 months now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
you know, but it's just like, I'm feeling that emotion. So now that I'm learning what that is. Now I can work through that better, instead of letting that emotion control me. Now I'm pushing back on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little bit, if that makes any sense. You know, because like I said, anger, doubt, insecurity, all this stuff, I want to just get it over, like respond or react to it. But now that I can push back, I'm like, nah, this is how you want to react. This is how I want to react to this. What is the actual middle ground right here that I'm trying to get back to?
Yeah.
You know, and that's, I think, you know, even if somebody that's 80 years old that might be watching this, I think as this just the nature of being a human being, because we are emotional creatures.
Right.
People say men are not emotional. Yeah, you are, because you respond, instead of a woman being sad or whatever. I don't know. Woman emotion. I'm not good at that. I'm not a woman. A woman emotion. But a man's like anger, bitterness, resent, that type of thing. And navigating those things better, to me, helps me, speak with people better, understand people better, and then build those relationships that really matter.
Right.
You know, I don't mean to like ramble on about that, y'all, but that's kind of, you know, articulating that out.
No, I get that.
To do that. But no, I wanted to, I guess, kind of playing off that, Dylan. Where do you see yourself? I know obviously you're getting better every day. You know, where are you trying to get to, man? Where do you see yourself? Like, what's your goals? What's your dreams, man?
Man, that's
like, I'm just
it's like
I know
are we talking
like a big question?
Well, yeah, it's like on what spectrum are we talking?
Like you're doing all this stuff. Why are you doing these things, man? Just not to get high anymore? I mean, that's a good reason, but like, I'm sure once you get far enough out, like, this is my goal, is to reach these people, or become this, or become that, or be a better son, father, husband, boyfriend.
Start a company.
Start a company, or like, this is what I'm doing right now, but this is where I want to go. And that's why I asked that question, man.
I'm trying to activate the keys to the kingdom, man.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
what are those keys to
everything. You know what I'm saying? When I say everything, I mean literally everything. Like, I grew up less fortunate. I wouldn't say we weren't, you know, real bad off, but I mean, we didn't have a whole lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to be able to be in a spot to where I don't care to be no freaking billionaire, nothing like that. But like, I want to be comfortable. Where like, if I want to go, which I can't right now, but if I wanted to go to Italy, or France, or Paris, I could. Wouldn't have to worry about rent next month, you know, anything like that. But on a business aspect, you know, the whole reason I moved to Coleman was for a business opportunity, which my dad I've been blessed enough with a dad that's like willing to help me with it, you know. But it's service and funerals, and like, I feel like that's a way to also be able to, like, when you get people in that vulnerable state, you know, it's good to be a source of light for people, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's a hard question for me, man, because I've never really truly I've just been going with the flow.
You haven't written these down or anything?
Nah, man, because like
I'd encourage you to do that.
Oh yeah, I know, and I should, but it's like I guess the letdown, like if that don't happen or I'm not able to make that happen, like I would like to get more of an understanding of being an adult. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I'm 26, but like, dude, when you're out there just getting high and selling dope, like you ain't learning much about life. You know what I'm saying? So it's and I'm trying to figure a lot of those things out. So once I get a better understanding, I'm sure my goals will be different. You know? Yeah. And so I like to set little goals. You know what I mean? Like this whole business thing, I'd like to get that up and running. You know, I'd like to eventually like have properties. You know what I'm saying? I want my hand in multiple cookie jars, and that may be the dope dealer in me. I don't know, but like I want to be able to have revenue in case this one goes south tomorrow. Guess what? We're still gonna be okay because I got this going on.
That's entrepreneurship,
as they call it in the financial world.
Yeah,
diversifying your income.
So it's, you know, and like not only that, but like I just want to be somebody that helps people in general. Like I'm not one to like, I'm not trying to get a good job, nothing like that by saying this. But like the other day I was at the gas station and then this old woman came up to me and her husband's handicapped. Like his leg was, a prosthetic leg, I guess. But it didn't look like it just literally looked like a stick with a shoe.
Yeah, prosthetic.
Yeah, so that's a prosthetic. Okay, I didn't know if they were like a little more equipped nowadays, like remote control and stuff. But she asked, you know, asking for some gas money, whatever. And like, well, first off, what started is like she asked this woman, and the woman was like, kind of being hateful towards her, like, I hardly have the money to put in my own gas tank. Da, 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 da. You know, and she came up to me and like, not like I got it to give, but like what am I trying to say here? Like, I filled up their gas tank. You know what I'm saying? For one, they didn't have a home to go to, nothing like that. So like, I bought them some drinks and like, what I've been blessed to have in my life now, like I want to be able to give to people and like. Do I think that, and do I want to necessarily like be some huge figure and like no, but like if I see somebody struggling in Walmart and I can touch their life in some form or fashion, you know,
you get back in a certain way.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I'm not one for being flashy in the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like to move how I move. You know.
Yeah.
I also want to be a dad, man. Like that's something like. That's real big on my thing is like, cause you know, I was blessed enough with a stepdad that was, you know, he had a lot of learning to do when I was younger, but that's life, you know what I'm saying? What, just the things I didn't have, I want to be able to give, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's nothing beautifuler than that, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm taking all the goal things, I'm still trying to figure all that out.
That's good. Yeah.
It's hard to map through though, man, because it's like so much can change. Like the way this world is now is like everything's always like this, changing like that, you know? So it's like hard to really try and set a goal because I say, okay, for instance, I say I want to be making all this money and then 5 years from now, money's not the same, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so now that goal that I was trying so hard to reach, everything's done changed. So it's just like, I guess you would have, I let my goals evolve with how life rolls, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at on the goal thing.
I want to ask you this question, man. I ain't trying to get too deep here, buddy. But if someone's 26-year-old Dylan, what would you get if you had 15-year-old Dylan right here? What would you tell him, man?
Man, that
15-year-old Dylan would listen to, or maybe understand how you could relate to him.
I don't know at that age, man. I was already in a just terrible headspace. You know what I mean?
Or just your younger self, man.
It's like one of those things. Like it's like I don't know that I would, Chris. To be honest, I don't know that I would really want to say nothing to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm a firm believer in this, man, and like this goes for everybody. Like life's just a big lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Every day you're learning a new lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I truly believe if I wouldn't have went through and life played out the way it did for me for all those years, honestly couldn't tell you I'd be who's sitting in front of you today.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I could have
You wouldn't
been
be sitting in front of us today.
Yeah. I would probably be some evil dude that just is miserable with life. You know what I'm saying? Because I would already have more than what I have now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like I honestly don't think like I also would want to tell him like you are loved. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to go seeking attention and all this, you know, because I was getting love from well, in my opinion, I was seeking love in all the wrong places. You know? So like I'd probably tell him that, you know, but as far as like trying to give him a good pep talk, I don't think I'd really say much to him, man. Like, you know, because I'm happy with the thing. I'm happy life played out the way it did for real.
Yeah.
All that misery, like all the pain, all the suffering, is better equip me for what's yet to come. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like I do wish like I didn't hurt people the way I hurt people and stuff like that, you know. But I don't think I'd really tell them not to grow up, stay young forever, you know, maybe. but I'd for real try to keep it where it's at, man, because regardless, like this is gonna probably sound bad, but I'm sure y'all can relate to this too. It wasn't always bad. You know, there was I do honestly can say like there was good times, you know what I'm saying? And that's what tricks us all. You know, you'll have a few good weeks and then all of a sudden you're miserable for 5-6 months. And also the relationships, like it's kind of like something you was talking about earlier. I can honestly say the ones that are left and are doing right in life now, I guess that's the main reason why they're so supportive is because they're doing right.
Yeah.
But like, I got one friend in particular. I'm not going to use no names. I'm not going to specify on certain things because of the life he does still live. But he was the only person that I ever had in that world that, we was doing wrong, but like he still always tried, you know, instead of me, I'd be over here doing the dope. He'd be over here trying to, hey man, we don't get this to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we get this to make money, which it's not right. I'm not saying that's right. But the fact that he cared enough about me to try and keep, even though he's doing wrong, he's trying to lead me right in the wrong. Does that make sense?
No, I understand.
And like after we posted that video, man, the first podcast I did with y'all, he saw it, calls me up, man, and like was beating himself up about it. Like, I should have been a better role model to you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those things you was talking about, you know, whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, bro, like you was the only person in that life that I could honestly say that I knew truly cared about my well-being. You know what I'm saying? And I still talk to him today. Can I kick it with him? Can I hang out with him? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Because I know as soon as we get together, he's still, you know, it'll be, no. But can I love him from a distance and stay in contact with him? Absolutely. And sometimes that's what you got to be. Even though you know you can't hang out with those people, maybe they just need somebody to just be like, hey, bro, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's I do that all the time.
Because I know sometimes it's hard because it's like, first thing that goes through your mind is like, you get, I'm not even going to go there, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but like at the end of the day, like you can't forget where you came from, man. Because as soon as you forget where you came from, you'll be right back there.
Yeah.
Like, where deja vu. You know what I'm saying? So staying plugged in with people and like all that is like, I think, a good positive outlook too. And maybe that would be a goal of mine. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. It's like getting myself strong enough and well equipped enough to actually be able to go out here in the field. And when I say the field, I mean the field.
Yeah.
In the heart of it, not. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm saying like not at a detox center, not at a rehab, not at a halfway house. Like trying to go out there and for real help people that don't have somebody that can be like, hey man, you know, we can get you right up here and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that. Because I know a lot of people that's out there truly had, like I got a buddy from Gulf Shores that I made. Bro has nobody. When I say nobody, like the only people he's got is drug addicts and dope dealers. He don't have no. He's Korean, so his mama shunned him. Like don't want nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got no siblings, so it's like people like that. I feel like giving them like a family and a home would probably be a goal of mine too.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah, man.
Being able to reach people in places that are hard to reach.
Yeah.
You know, because people like us, whether you realize it or not, like it's a little nerve-wracking going into these certain areas, and you know, because
Dude, we were around judges and police officers and all that kind of stuff yesterday, dude. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, we'll have a judge on.
Yeah.
You know, it's like talking about being uncomfortable.
yeah,
Like, she's like, yeah, we can do it in the courthouse or like in the chamber. We're like, whoa, like I don't know. Like,
yeah.
let's take it easy. Take it easy.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Don't
No,
say the
but
wrong thing.
At the same time, it's like it's cool because now we're not going back because we're in trouble.
Yeah,
We're trying to do something good,
Bigger than ourselves.
and that's the
And they see that. And
Yeah.
these people see that. You know.
that's the uncomfortable part.
Yeah.
That's cool. I was talking about it with my aunt last night, dude. I was just like, that's insane. Like, I'll be sitting somewhere where I was sitting, waiting patiently to see what is going to happen to me.
Yeah,
What's wrong. Now I can walk in there with my head held high, doing nothing. I'm interviewing the judge.
Yeah.
He's not interviewing me.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
that is
cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And like, people can do that.
Yeah.
Like, you can change the outcome. You know what I mean? Now I'm asking you questions in a good way to help people.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. Like, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, holy moly. Like, what my life is in the past year, dude, like, has just been, like, has evolved into. You know what I mean? And, like, it's just the beginning.
Oh,
and that's so cool. Like, and that's just like, and it's baby steps, man. Little steps, little goals, little things. But you mark them off, man. But you have those big goals, and you know what I mean? Like, write them down, because even if things evolve and change, you can still reach that. It might be in a different way, but one day you'll look at that and you'll be like, check.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest part too.
Yeah.
And like having like just different things, man, and like having that and going for it, because it might not be 5 years. It might be a year. It might be a couple months. It might be you never know unless you just do it.
Yeah.
And go for it. And go for the stars, man. Because like when we were sitting in rehab talking about what we're doing
right now. That's what we're talking about doing.
And like we're doing
feeling helpless too, talking about it, because there's like, you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Like who's gonna listen to it? Like what are we
gonna talk about, dude?
Yeah, like what are we gonna do? What are we gonna say? Like what? And now we've got CEOs come. We've got all these people, man, that I would never even think about. You know, like even like talking to interview, or you know, just having a conversation with, man, like to have them on camera, like that's cool, man. You know, and like, but we had a dream and we went for it. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know, we're not the biggest podcast. We don't care to be.
Yeah, we didn't know. It's like, I guess how I operate is like I had to have this elaborate plan on how I was going to do this. When I say we didn't know nothing, dude.
Nothing.
We didn't know nothing. We're just like, hey, this is what we're trying
to do. We still don't.
Yeah, we still don't know a lot.
Yeah.
We might know this tiny bit to this huge whatever, but it's just like we just started sitting down, man, and just like, all right, dude, we're just going to figure this out. I don't know. It might be wrong, but then we learn what not to do. And, you know, and then the next day we're just like, all right, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stop
scratch
doing
that.
Yeah, scratch that.
That's what we were talking with the guy, dude. We literally started by building, like we were building on his little little nephew's blocks to put up a phone on.
To put up a phone.
And like
on a
sitting
with
in
terrible lighting, no microphones, not even plugged up.
The lady, the pastors of this church gave us microphones that weren't even plugged in.
Yeah.
Like we were just talking to. They weren't even doing nothing.
That's crazy.
You know, like the lighting was terrible. Like we didn't know anything about the lighting.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know how to like.
You look at our first ones, dude. We're just black images. It's shadows, like sitting in front of a window, like
talking into microphones that don't even work.
That's crazy.
With a phone stacked up on like a Lego set looking thing.
That's crazy.
You know, on a blue tiny kid's chair from a kid's table.
Sitting on the ottoman.
Sitting on the ottoman.
Hey, it all starts somewhere, though.
Yeah, and that's what like.
But that's where the vision came out.
You know, it's just like saying, like, man, you don't have. I have to have the willingness to do whatever. Or like, I don't know what I'm doing all the time.
Right.
I don't know what I'm doing all the time. I think a lot of people don't know what they're doing a lot of the time.
But what am I doing
have
now?
The willingness to say, I don't care how hard this is going to get. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to quit this. When everybody starts falling off, when everybody else is tired. Yeah. When everybody else is saying, "Oh, this is too big. I don't have time for this," I'll stay up till 2:00. I'll get up at 5. Yeah, I'm gonna be tired. I'm not gonna be cranky. I'm gonna be a little bit pissed off. Yeah, you know. But like, I will die doing this. I was willing to die for freaking a line of fentanyl this long. Yeah. Every time I did it, you know. But going after something that is important to not only myself, but to honestly better other people's lives. Like, I'm willing to do whatever that is, whatever that means, you know, like whatever that is. Again, I don't know what it is, but I'm willing to do those things when it does get hard, man, you know? Okay. And we say that all the time, hey, this is hard.
And two, the gym that's kind of like a place you learn that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the whole time you was talking about that, it made me think about the gym, bro. Yeah. Because, I mean, dude, if anybody tells you they want to be in there every single day of their life, I did for about a year and a half straight. Yeah. And then it started getting like, oh my God, why am I going today? Like, I could easily go home, open up my strawberry shortcakes that I've been staring at all week, and just tear them apart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then it's like, it gives you that discipline of like, hey, don't quit. It's going to hurt.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Yeah. But
I don't feel like doing this.
No.
My back's tight.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, all that stuff. You know, we're doing legs today. My knee I've had 5 knee surgery. My knee. I'm like, no. I tell him that all the time. I said, I don't care how tired we're going to the gym today.
Yeah.
If it's after 14 hours, we're going. It might only be for 20, 30 minutes.
But you went.
We're going to go put in some work.
Yeah, got to.
We're period. I don't care how. Go ahead and mark that off and make plans. Yeah. You know, I don't care if you don't have a shirt or your workout shoes, dude. You know what I mean? I'm like, you're going to go in there. We're going to put in some work, man. Yeah. We're going to put in some work. And again, that's what I try to translate it to. Is like, that's life. Like, I don't want to get up and go rip out flooring. No. I don't want to have to deal with a freaking client that is nitpicking everything. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to deal with that. But it's in those things when people just want to quit or give up or just tell them what they want to hear. To me, that's where you're made.
Oh yeah.
That's when it starts tempering and forging things within you, saying like, okay, this is hard. Like, so okay, you expect this to be easy? Yeah. You expect this to be easy? Like, not, you know, like life, I've learned nothing's easy. No. Nothing is easy. No. People in their heads, they say, oh, I just got to do X, Y, and Z and I'll have this. No. You know, every micro step you take is tough. It's brick by brick you're building this house. But, you know, things that gives me, I guess, satisfaction or like purpose is like, I'm putting my hands on each brick, man. Yeah. You know, when everybody else was tired and wanted to go home and come back tomorrow, I stayed. Yeah. You know, and those were over time, those little things, and I'm not saying I'm competing with nobody else, it's just myself. It's like, if we go head to head, buddy, I know what I'm about. Yeah. And I know you left early. Yeah. And that's a competitor in me too. You know what I mean? It's like, I know you want to leave the gym after the 4th set, but we're doing 5 sets. Yeah. You know, that last rep, you didn't want to get that last rep. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But you know what? Like, I did. Yeah. You know, and I guess that it fortifies a lot, it tempers some things in my mind, you know, to do those. And honestly, just go the extra mile with somebody. You know, if you're willing to go the extra mile, you can't like, yes, we'll go together, but you're not going. If you give up, then I'm leaving you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can do a lot with somebody or with myself that say I'm willing to do whatever. Like I'll go until I physically collapse or mentally like I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's just says a lot spiritually, emotionally, and all these other things. You know, because that's where the growth, the pressure, that's where it happens. That's where it starts molding you and forging you. You know, when things get hard because it's going to get hard sooner or later.
You know what pressure makes, don't you?
Later, you know what I mean?
You know what pressure makes, don't you?
Yeah.
Diamonds, baby.
Diamonds.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's what I always used to tell people is God knew I was a diamond because he built me for the pressure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. And this, you know, start living like that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man, we thank you for coming on, Dylan.
Absolutely.
I know it's kind of spur of the moment and everything, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, I love being on, for real.
Yeah.
At first,
people ask about, man, that Dylan, dude.
At first, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even want to do the first one. I was like,
And you said this last time, you're like, I don't want to do that. I was in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's, you know, you did something uncomfortable, and we got through and we had a good conversation, man.
Oh, always. Well, it's always a blessing talking to either one of y'all, man, for real.
Yeah, man. I pray it's a blessing for us, man, to get to sit down and have conversations. We wouldn't have this conversation at a lot of different places. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we made the time today, and thank you for making the time for us today to really sit down here and share
Absolutely.
these different things with us, Dylan.
Absolutely.
You know, you got anything else, Chase?
I don't.
Yeah. Hey guys, appreciate y'all. Hey, I know y'all showed Dylan a lot of love last time, man. Show him some love right here. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thank y'all, man.
Peace.
Rock out. Rock out.